Wait in peace. Happy birthday.
Oh, yeah. Fries?
Yeah.
Eat fries?
Yeah, look at that.
Okay.
Yes. I'm so kind of. He's the biggest in the world. Very good.
It started off like every fairy tale they had ever shown off on social media: luxury trips, matching outfits, surprise gifts, and over-the-top Instagram captions that screamed love louder than any words ever could. For years, Moneybagg Yo and Ari Fletcher looked like one of hip-hop's most passionate couples. They were messy, loud, wild, and people couldn't get enough. But behind the glam, the laughs, and the chaos, something darker had been building. Something bitter. Something that would eventually leave Moneybagg Yo crying in private, questioning everything, and wondering how the woman he once called his queen could walk away with his heart and a whole lot of his money. At first, things seemed solid. Moneybagg had Ari's name all over his music. He gifted her a Lamborghini truck, and she threw birthday parties that looked like mini Coachellas. The world saw a couple that was madly in love and didn't care who knew it. But when the cameras weren't rolling, close friends say the energy between them shifted. Ari allegedly started feeling like she was the real star, and the money, the attention, the power, it began to change her. Moneybagg tried to keep up. He dropped bags. He showered her with diamonds. He even allegedly let her have access to some of his business moves. It wasn't just love. It became a partnership. But partnerships built on shaky foundations rarely survive. Then came the rumors. Ari was spotted out at events without him. She was posting cryptic quotes about betrayal and protecting her peace. Meanwhile, Moneybagg was still posting her, still defending her, still trying to act like nothing was wrong. But fans noticed the silence growing between them. The smiles started to look forced. The chemistry? Off. Things exploded when Moneybagg reportedly found out Ari had made some serious moves behind his back. According to sources, she had taken money from one of their shared accounts, money he thought was being used for a property investment they discussed. Instead, it allegedly ended up funding her own brand expansion, a move she didn't even tell him about. When he confronted her, she reportedly laughed and said, "You'll make it back. You always do." That was the final blow. Not the money, not the betrayal, but the coldness. The way she made him feel like just another ATM instead of a man she once claimed to love. One night, Moneybagg was seen leaving a club early, visibly upset. He told a close friend he felt played, like he was nothing more than a stepping stone in Ari's climb to the top. That friend said he'd never seen the rapper cry like that. Real, silent tears. The kind that don't even fall, they just burn in your eyes. Then came the confirmation. Ari posted a video, laughing with friends, dancing, and wearing what looked like one of the Rolex watches Moneybagg had gifted her. The caption? Unbothered. As always. Moneybagg went quiet. His team said he was focusing on music. But behind the scenes, insiders revealed he was trying to quietly recover the money, reach out to lawyers, and figure out how so many lines had been crossed without him even realizing. Fans were torn. Some called Ari savage, saying she did what she had to do and flipped the game. Others slammed her, calling her ungrateful and manipulative. But Ari? She wasn't responding to the noise. She was out shopping, vacationing, glowing, like she had just shed a weight. But not all glow is peace. And not all silence is healing. One video clip leaked a week later that changed everything. It showed Ari arguing with one of her friends, and in the heat of the moment, the friend yelled, "You used him, Ari. You never loved him. You just wanted to level up." The video was grainy, and Ari's response couldn't be clearly heard. But the damage was done. The internet took it and ran. Suddenly, the narrative flipped. People started demanding Ari return the money. Hashtags like #JusticeForMoneybagg and #AriTheScammer started trending. Blogs began digging into the couple's finances, trying to find receipts. Alleged screenshots of bank transfers surfaced, showing large sums moved under Ari's name. She didn't confirm or deny anything. In an emotional Instagram live, Moneybagg finally broke his silence. He didn't say her name. He didn't cry. But his voice cracked as he said, "Sometimes the person you'd do anything for ends up being the one who watched you fall." He ended the live abruptly. That moment sent fans into a spiral. More stories poured out. Allegedly, Ari had tried to pitch a reality show behind Moneybagg's back, one that focused on her glow-up and single life. She wanted the world to watch her rise, without him. But the world doesn't always reward betrayal. And karma? She doesn't always wait long. Soon after the reality show rumors, Ari's name was attached to another scandal. A fashion brand she collaborated with dropped her quietly, citing contractual concerns. Whispers suggested the brand didn't want to be associated with the negative press. Ari clapped back on Twitter, calling the company weak and scared of a powerful woman. But the damage was already showing. Meanwhile, Moneybagg was reportedly back in the studio. Friends said he was using the pain to fuel a new project. "He's bleeding into the booth," one producer claimed. "Every bar is real. Every word comes from that betrayal." One track leaked. In it, he rapped, "I gave her heaven. She gave me hell. Loved her deep. She couldn't tell. Now my heart like my safe. It don't open for nobody." Fans went wild. Some said it was his best work yet. But music wasn't his only therapy. Word spread that he was quietly seeing someone new. Not a celebrity. Not an influencer. A childhood friend. Someone who knew him before the fame. Someone who reminded him who he was without the chains, the cars, the clout. Ari, on the other hand, didn't disappear. She did what she does best, posted more. Her feed lit up with designer fits, jet-set photo dumps, and cryptic captions dripping with confidence, or maybe denial. It was clear she was trying to steer the narrative, stay ahead of the scandal, and keep her image polished. But the comments? They hit different now. No more unanimous praise. Instead, waves of suspicion and side eyes flooded in. Did you really take his money? Why would you do him like that? Sis, that's ice cold. She never responded. Never defended. Just kept posting.
Kept shining.
Or at least tried to. Because while the filters were flawless and the angles perfect, the internet doesn't forget. And behind every like was a whisper of betrayal, a meme, a think piece, a fan theory. Slowly, the fairy tale glam she once flaunted began to crack. The girl who once had social media in a chokehold was now battling public perception and losing. Her glow? Still there, but dimmed. Like a diamond losing its sparkle under the weight of too many secrets. Eventually, as all scandals do, the noise began to quiet down. People moved on to the next celebrity breakup, the next viral drama. But the scars? Oh, they stayed. And those who knew Moneybagg best say, he's not the same.
There's a chill to him now.
Less laughs. Less trust. That boyish charm? It's still there, but buried deeper, guarded. Because when you give someone the world and they flip it upside down, it changes you. He learned the hard way that love, when tangled with fame, ego, and bank accounts, becomes a dangerous cocktail. Sweet at first, intoxicating, even addictive, but capable of destroying everything if it turns. And for him, it turned fast. One minute they were building an empire together, matching cars, headline-grabbing gifts, couple goals. The next? He was sitting in silence, replaying every moment, every red flag he ignored, every warning from the homies he brushed off. It wasn't just heartbreak. It was betrayal, humiliation. The same hands that held his in private were now throwing subliminal shots online. The woman he once called queen had become a headline, and him? Just collateral damage. Yet, he didn't clap back. No rants. No interviews. Just silence and the studio. He turned pain into verses, grief into beats. Quietly, he healed. Bar by bar. Meanwhile, Ari stayed in the spotlight, serving looks, making noise. But the glow had shifted. What once looked effortless now felt like she was chasing a vibe already gone. The real story? Only they know. But the fallout?
Loud.
Fans picked sides. Deals froze. Reputations cracked. And Moneybagg? He didn't just lose love. He lost illusions. This wasn't a breakup. It was a brutal, necessary reset. One that just might save him. Because now, he's standing. Stronger. Wiser. Still healing, sure, but no longer bleeding. And somewhere far from the flashing cameras, there's a man learning to love himself in a way no one else ever could. In the end, this wasn't just their story. It became our lesson. That even the loudest love can vanish in silence. And even the strongest man can crumble when he's betrayed by the one he trusted most.